All right. Hello. Switch over to camera. All right. So, I did not get around to what I promised I would do, and I did uh, never did get the interior done. So, I guess the plan for today is I'm gonna paint the outside, and then when I get that done, we'll see how much time I have, and uh, and then like if there's still time in the stream, I'll do the interior as well. It's not going to be visible on stream, but that's just gonna have to be how it is. I will do my best to stay talking and trying to keep things interesting. Uh, Worst case, it'll just be a little bit of me chatting and listening to music while I paint the rest of the inside. So let me get things in order here. So, we're going to be working on a Rhino in Death Guard colors. Don't really think there's too much to say. Oops. Right, I don't have that attached because I need to be able to reach the inside still. Thankfully, there's not actually much to do on that piece. Hey, how's it going? Doing pretty well. I am finally almost done with all your Death Guard stuff. The Rhino here is the last thing that needs painted. I was hoping I would have it done before now, but I just have been busy with other things and just have not been as productive as I would have liked to be. Okay. Oh, and so I didn't get a chance to talk to you about it. When I was assembling it, I was not able to put the gunner on because if the hatch was open, it doesn't fit with also having the Havoc launcher. So I hope that's okay. It at least has both the combi bolter and the Havoc. Perfectly fine. All right, cool. The unless I'm misreading something, looking at the stats for the Rhino, you can somehow have both the combi bolt, like the combi bolter, a Havoc, and another combi bolter. I don't know where the heck it's supposed to be mounted, but like the second combi bolter is not replacing the Havoc launcher. So I don't. Again, I have no idea where you'd put it, but apparently that is an option. All right, just gonna start with treads. Third weapon. Yeah, I don't know why that's the case, because I don't think normal Space Marine Rhinos work that way. I'd have to double check. The only thing I've built on the Rhino chassis is the Razorback, so I'm pretty sure that has different equipment options, but yeah, again, where you'd put it, I don't know, but I mean, I'm positive most people, like, the majority of people you play with would be fine if you just say there's two combi bolters on it. Like, no one's going to care if you're actually able to fit it onto the model or not. I have played many games with people using, like, not even the right model for something, and it's never been an issue. So. Although, if I do ever get if I ever do get a Chaos Rhino for my Chaos stuff, I might try to figure out a way to mount an additional combi bolter on it, like so that I actually do have it represented visually, just because it might be kind of a fun, like, kit bash challenge to do, of like, is there any way I can attach this somewhere that looks good? That'll definitely require some experimenting, but I might play around with it. Have a good Christmas. Yeah, I mean, I'd pretty much just spend it at home. Like, I never been a big holiday person, but I did make the very questionable decision and used a little bit of money I'd gotten for Christmas to invest in a third faction that I don't even have started painted yet. So that was a choice I made. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not going to pretend it was a smart idea, but well, because I have yet to actually start painting my Chaos Marines or my Imperial Guard. Like, both are completely unpainted, and I really didn't need to pick up a new faction, so, but I did, so you know. When I will get to painting them, who the heck knows? But at the very least, when I do finally get started on my Imperial Guard, I don't think it'll take me long to do, because most of the stuff I have for them is just vehicles. And if I really put my mind to it, I could probably get like a Lehman Russ done like every day. Considering the primer is going to be doing a lot of the work. Sort of similar to this. But I am excited to finally start playing other factions. Like, I love my knights, even though they've been kind of letting me down of late. And still very big fan of the Dark Angels for Space Marines, but I want to try some. I want to try some factions that are going to play very differently, and I'm excited to give them a go. Also, I'm excited to play some non-Imperium factions. Okay, that's that side kind of done. I don't know if you were around last or on Wednesday or not, but the replay should be there on both on my Twitch page here and on my YouTube channel that I have for my replays. Wednesday I painted your what's it called? the Mythic Blade Hauler. So if you wanted to see that in action as well. Oh yeah, no worries. I figured with it being Christmas Eve and whatnot, I didn't expect. Honestly, I didn't really expect most people at all to show up. I just figured I was going to be painting anyway. No reason to not do it on stream. Do you think you could mount the second combo bolter near the rear? I was thinking about that because the Razorback has a different plate that mounts here to put the bigger turret for like the heavy bolters on, and there's probably a way you could mount like another one of these in it instead. So yeah, that would probably be an option. It would take some extra parts, obviously, but could maybe make that work. And I think the part, at least for that has the opening here, is on the sprues for the base Rhino as well. It's just not used. So I should have a couple of those plates now. Just a matter of seeing what else you need to make things like fit properly so you don't have like big openings. But I definitely think it could be done. You could also like kind of cut them off at an angle and like mount it like right here below the windshield or something as well, just pointing up forward like some of the Primaris stuff is. Any particular chapter you want me to paint the helmets of the severed heads on the spikes? Astartes or Imperial? No, space. There's a Space Marine helmet on the spikes here. I was wondering if you wanted a specific chapter for me to paint it as. I actually don't know if Death Guard have any particular feuds with other chapters. Blue Boys? Alright. Ultramarines it is. Alright, yeah, that is all metal. too runny there. Alright. I will say, putting this together really puts it into, like, or it really makes me realize, like, how do I want to put it? They really need to have some, like, decals or more upgrade parts or whatnot for different Chaos Legions, because, like, they have the generic decal sheet, which has, like, a lot of the, like, more generic ones, and also, well, like, I guess like, it's mostly just Death Guard. Like, Death Guard don't have decals, which is normally fine, because most of their stuff is unique to them anyway, but it does make it a little weird for the Rhino, because there's, like, no markings to put on it. There was, like, one badge that I put on the hatch on the back because I didn't know where else to put it. And that was kind of it. Which, again, I know it's not usually much of an issue. It only comes up for things that kind of get, like, kind of generic use across all Chaos stuff. And I guess thinking about it, there's not really that many. Like, it's probably the Rhino and Land Raider are going to be the only things that ever comes up with anyway. So I guess it's not really that big a deal. But still, it'd be nice if they had some decals and whatnot. If nothing else, for, like, I don't know, stuff like Chaos Knights, like, have, like, some Nurgle emblems to put on those. Granted, I kind of think a lot of the Chaos factions in general need a little bit more support just for, like, personalization. Like, even the ones that don't have their own armies, like, like Word Bearers and Iron Warriors, Alpha Legion, like, they don't really have anything for them. I'm hoping that with, at least supposedly the way people are talking, with another edition sort of on the horizon, maybe Chaos will get some much needed stuff, finally. I'm not holding my breath or nothing, but it'd be nice. Getting a little sloppy with the metallic here, but I'm gonna have to do a bunch of cleanup anyway, so I'm not really overly concerned with it at the moment. Might be a little too runny now. Yeah, watered it down a little too much. Way too watery on that one. Okay. Think that is good for the base metal. A few of these spots I missed. You know what? Probably at this point better just to switch to a smaller brush. Yeah, this one will do. Okay. Okay. Oh, there a little bit. All right. Too much water. Okay. So a lot of the big stuff done. Few little smaller pockets to get here in the tracks, though. Alright. Now, did I actually finish the combi bolter, or did I just go over it once and forget to come back to it? Looks like that. Okay. Looks good. Wait, did I get the tracks on both sides? Probably not. No, I did not do this side. Okay. Do I have anything to actually paint on this? Let me double check something. Okay, yeah. Get the hinges here. Okay. I think that's pretty much everything I can do, like, quickly passing over with the bigger brush. Now, on to the little stuff. Death Guard, I assume? Yep. Yeah, don't have a ton of experience painting Death Guard colors, so I'm having to use reference a lot, but I think I'm getting there. Alright, before I'm gonna forget about it if I don't do it now. Let's get the windows on the front here. Wet palette spilling water everywhere. Alright, come back to that later after it dries. Okay, now where do I need to be putting contrast? Looks like mostly just the body of the missile launcher and the bolter. Alright. Get my Black Templar here. I'm ready for this bottle to just run out of paint already. It's starting to get really thick. Which, I could just move on, I just hate to waste paint. I'm sure there's, like, a way, like, I don't know, like an amount of, like, contrast medium you can pour in it to thin it back out again a little bit without ruining the paint. I don't normally do that, so I'm just not sure how much it would need. Or whether or not it's even worth bothering with. Okay. Just look. Just looked up Dark Imperium, Lord of Contagion on eBay. Cheapest one is $94, most are over 140. This is a better model. Oh. Ah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's some, there are some older models that I do very much prefer the, some of the older designs for. Like, some of the, there's some Sisters of Battle models that, and actually, I think they're about to go up for, like a made-to-order reprint next week, I think. That, just have some much better, like, just sort of, like, parts and posing on them. Just generally look better than some of the ones we have now. I mean, granted, the ones we have now are a little bit more friendly to, like, being modular, so that's not a bad thing. Just, I do like the look of some of the older ones. It's the better model. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, sometimes they update the models, and, like, the new one actually is, like, the new ones do look better sometimes, but, yeah, in other cases, though, I definitely agree that sometimes the older ones I do prefer. Although, actually, speaking of, newer versions of, models, they just announced, what was it? On Christmas, they just announced a new model for one of the older, Chaos Space Marine characters that, had been out of print for a little while. I don't know how long, like, I don't know how long it's been since it's been out of print, because I just never saw it in stores anywhere, but I cannot remember his name, but, I know he just got a new model announced on Christmas, and I do quite like the new one. I think in that case, the new one actually looks, I like it better than the original, but, yeah, I definitely agree that in some cases, the old one is the better one. Trying to, you know, well, maybe. No, you know what, I think that should probably be metallic. Yeah. Oh, well, it's fine, I can just go back over it. Old LOC is awesome. Yeah, I'll have to look that one up, honestly. Like, I don't think I've not seen it, but then I'm not familiar with a lot of the, like, less seen, like, the less popular, well, not less popular, but, like, the less prominent Death Guard models, so I'll have to look up some of the older ones. Okay. That's that. Let's, actually, since I'm already on my contrast, let's get these tracks. Oh, this one's really getting thickened up here. Hopefully that wasn't too much water. Oh my, I don't know what I did there, but that's not good. Let's wipe that off. Alright, that should be fine. Just need to do that over again. Guess that's what I get for watering down my paint with already dirty paint water. That's better. That's more like it. Hello. Okay, let's sit you down gently there. I am doing okay. Looks like a little too thick. Try to water this down a little bit. Although now it's getting kind of milky again. Alright, let's try to balance it out a little bit here. Looks good. Okay. Bulk of the tracks are done. Go back to my smaller brush here for the sides. Too much. I'm not sure if that's dry enough to sit straight down yet or not. Okay, let's start on this side. Also, I don't think I even did the inside of the track here on this side. Nope, I sure didn't. Alright. Fix that as soon as I'm done with the actual tread itself. At least it's the inside and won't be super visible. little too much, but should even out. Okay. Tracks themselves seem dry, so probably fine to let it sit upright again. Okay, done with that for the time being. Let's go over a little bit here that I missed. Go. So you know what? I want my smaller brush for this. Gonna just make more work for myself if I do it that way. Nope, that's not even the brush I wanted. There's the brush I wanted. little spot there. Okay. I think that is the bulk of the metallic I need to do. Yeah, okay. Well, there's going to be a bunch of cleanup I have to do. But before I do that, let's get the brass or copper or whatever done first. And, like, every one of these paint bottles is on the verge of running out. Okay. Looks alright.
To see me, just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside. Will it unleash me, burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to?
Okay, launcher looks good. Let me double check that I'm not missing anything egregious. Okay, I do just need to do lead belcher for the bits on top. Wasn't sure. Okay. That looks pretty good. What are you streaming on Sunday? Hoping for an Ocarina of Time randomizer. Um, I don't know. I have decided I am going to skip next Wednesday. Just uh, New Year's Eve and whatnot. People are going to be busy, and I've got some other stuff that I might be busy with. So it's just easier to just rather than trying to work around schedules. Just I'm just going to call it for that. As far as next Sunday, though, I'm not sure. I could do another randomizer, but I do finally have my new PC, so there's a bunch of stuff I have been wanting to start. Also, I need to get it hooked up, but I think I also have a way to get around the PlayStation's like weird copy protection thing that makes it not work with capture cards. In which case, I can finally start the Space Marine 2 playthrough I've been promising. So, depending on how, depending on if whether or not that works, I might do Space Marine. But, and I guess I also probably will not be doing a randomizer next week, just because I still have to bring everything to do the randomizer over from the old PC. Which I haven't gotten around to yet, so... Also, I'm just anxious to try doing something that I, wasn't able to stream before. But, there will definitely be more randomizers in the future. I, have a ton of fun doing those. And I've been very much enjoying learning, to do them with no logic. I don't know. I'm starting to get comfortable enough with it that I might start turning some settings off. Not to make, maybe to make it a little harder, just because, like, if I turn off stuff like grass, like, having grass randomized is fun and adds some nice chaos to it, but it is also a lot of checks you can get to really easily without needing anything. So, turning that off might up the difficulty a hair, which might not be bad. I guess I just feel like, so far I'm 2 for 2 on being able to beat the no logic seeds, so I feel like I need to up the ante a little bit. Something I keep hoping as well is I'm really hoping eventually Ship of Arcanian will get something to make it compatible with Archipelago for doing some randomizers with friends. That could be a fun stream. Granted, I don't have any other friends who stream to run it with, so that would, I guess, probably take a little bit of the fun out of it. Because, I don't know, I feel like the fun of streaming in Archipelago is being able to watch everybody who's playing and see where their game is at, but... I don't know, we'll see. Not ruling it out. Also, now that my computer can stream things and, or well, now that my computer is good enough to do more than one task at a time, it might be stable enough to stream things like playing Helldivers with friends or some sort of like, just some sort of other multiplayer stuff. Again, I'm not sure entirely, but I got lots of ideas. We'll see which ones actually make it to stuff I get around to doing. Alright, how much is left in this bottle? Actually, I shouldn't have done those end pieces. I'll have to fix that. That's fine. Actually. Okay. Hello. Nurgle Rhino? Yep. Yeah, at least as best as I can do. Okay. I think I'm... Oh, wait, no, not quite. Not quite, a little bit more. Just forgot the little spike on the side here. I am noticing there's a lot of places the primer did not get into like I hoped. I have to clean that up whenever I'm fixing other stuff. Okay. I think that looks good for now. I might have to come back to that color later if I make any mistakes or gotta fix anything, but it'll do for now. Alright. Actually, you know what? That's kind of the last color I had to do on the main body. The rest is on these spikes for the most part. I should probably go ahead and start doing cleanup now with the green. And I just noticed, I don't know how I didn't see this before now, my wet palette is shriveling up real bad. Didn't realize it was that dry. I blame my heater. Indeed, a rhino claimed by the grandfather. Well put. I'm kind of debating if and when I do pick up a rhino for my own Chaos Marines, whether or not I want to get the regular Chaos Rhino box, or since I'm doing Iron Warriors, and they don't embrace the spiky bits as much as the other Chaos Legions do, if I should just pick up like a Horus Heresy one or something instead. But then I also don't even know if it's worth running a Rhino or not. Like, I feel like I have bigger priorities than a transport for Iron Warriors, but I don't know, maybe. You know what? No, this is a bad brush for this. That's just gonna get all streaky. That's a little bit better. And I don't even know how visible a lot of this is gonna be on stream, because I'm sure it just looks like I'm painting green over top green, but I did get some little splatter from doing the metallic all over here, and it looks like I got it looks like I got glitter on the hull. So I'm trying to clean that up. It's a little... I'm probably also just overdue for cleaning out my paint water here. You know what? It's looking pretty dark and honestly kind of glittery on its own. Let's do that. I'll be back in 1 moment. Alright. That should be a little bit better to work with. We don't have to worry too much about cleaning up the bottom of it, because, like, no one's ever going to see it. It's going to bother me if I don't do it proper. Also, you know, it's not mine, so if I'm going to paint something for somebody, I want to hold it to a little bit of a higher standard. this is just getting messy now. I need to let that dry and come back to it. I think I just didn't do a very good job of spraying primer on this side. Realizing, because it's been kind of messy even before I started. Getting the brush on here. That dry and come back to this side afterwards. See if I need to touch it up further. I think this side's better, but there's still some very obvious spots I missed. I must not have been, I must have been too high up when I sprayed it. Most of the stuff I missed was like little pockets. Needed to be more directly on the side. Although this side is looking better than the other. Should be fine. It should still turn out fine, just making a little bit more work for myself. At least once it dries, the green blends really well. At least as long as it's kind of an even coat. Okay. Get sides of this. Oops, dang it. Hand jerked. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. Darn. Oh well, one of the spikes it looks like I missed. I just completely missed a side anyway, so I was gonna have to come back to him regardless. I don't know. You know, honestly, I might have missed that. I might have missed that I didn't finish that one spike if I hadn't done that, so maybe for the best. On my Warhammer app, I see you can have 2 combi bolters or a combi and a combi weapon. Yeah, that's what I was that's what I was talking about. Yeah, it's you have. I think you might even be able to double up on combi weapons as well if you want. It's just that like you have 2 slots for these in addition to the Havoc launcher. Like none of them are in like replacing another. Yeah, I'm curious why they statted the Chaos Rhino in that way when I don't think any other Rhino can double up on those. I don't know. It's interesting that the second combi weapon or bolter is not replacing the Havoc launcher. Typically, combi weapon is better. Yeah, I have. Yeah, I think personally I prefer the combi bolters to combi weapon. But if it's like combi weapon versus just a regular bolter, I'll take the combi weapon. I don't know. It's like the choice between like dev wounds or more attacks, right? Just depends on what you want to use it for. I definitely get why a lot of people though prefer the combi weapon just universally. I think the only reason I don't favor combi weapons more is just because I just generally tend to have the luck of if a weapon's only making 1 or 2 attacks, it's gonna miss. Like, that's just... That doesn't make this weapon bad, it just... My luck cannot accommodate weapons with few attack rolls. I don't know if that's a good... That's probably not a good reason to not use combi weapons more, but... Okay. That. Now let's go back to the brass. So much looking forward to your LGS open back up. Have a card list I want to test. Yeah, I have been trying very hard to get a local Warhammer thing going in my area as well. Just because I want people to play with. Yeah, I'm super interested in like trying experimenting with stuff with guard. I really want to just run basically all tank list. Not necessarily like just Russes and Dorns, but like get some artillery and like I guess just a vehicle list. Will it be good? Eh. But it sounds fun. Alright, where was I doing? Right. Two 6 Bulgrins with a commissar. Yeah, I did see that. Is it the new detachment that lets you do that? That does seem like a very fun combo. Yeah, okay. Like, I think the new detachment doesn't work great for the oops all tanks idea, just because there's not enough in it that emphasizes vehicles, but it does seem like if you're just running like a lot of infantry, it seems like just the obvious detachment to use now. I haven't my own guard are not ready to play yet, so I haven't actually tried it myself, but Ursula Creed, yeah, Ursula Creed is still a playable character for guard. Yeah, I need to look at her stats again. I think she's pretty good. Sadly her dad is not. Who was that? I actually don't know much about any main. I don't really know much about characters in Imperial Guard. Bummer, probably because he got Pokemon by Drazine. I've never heard it put that way, but that's great. Right before Cadia Blue. Ah. Well, you know what? He's not dead, right? So, like, that's always an excuse to come back. Yarick may come back in 11th. I thought he was confirmed dead. I mean, if he's not, that's great. I'd love to see him come back, but I was always under the impression that they like confirmed he was dead. He's not. Okay, cool. Well, heck, I'm happy about that. That is definitely one of the characters that I did want to like track down some of the novels for and read. Actually, I guess come to think of it, we don't have any named commissars for 10th currently, do we? Oh, also wanted to. Yeah, I don't. With the way the like orders mechanic works, I don't know if guard is the right faction for me. Like, it just seems like it's going to be way more than my brain can like. Maybe not too much to keep track of, but too much for me to like plan around and use effectively. They they sure do seem fun to strategize. Like, they sure do seem fun to build around, though. Like, I probably am not going to play them well, but it'll probably be fun regardless. I do definitely though have to pick up a Lord Solar so I can actually like give orders to Baneblades and whatnot. Gaunt's Ghost, Lord Solar leading the Cadian command squad. 10 Cadians, 2 Rogaldorn commanders. Yeah? Yeah, seems solid to me. Granted, I don't know how good of a judge I am of that, but I am a sucker for any guard list that's going to be, hey, look at all these tanks. Also, just cool to see Ratlings in there. I don't... How do they perform in 10th edition, anyway? Like, I have the new Ratlings for, like, when the Kill Team set came out, but I haven't painted them yet, so... But I was thinking of throwing them into my guard, if, because on paper they look decent. Kinda meh, but cheap infiltrator unit? Okay. I mean, I could think of worse things. I assume from memes, Slime Arbo is a good pick to run for just doing like lone op shenanigans. Or is that like grossly exaggerated how effective he is? Baneblade is so intimidating. Yeah, the thing is massive. I I did pick up a shadow sword, or well, I built one as a shadow sword, and like the fact that it is, if you tip it up on end, it's taller and wider than a knight is so funny. Kind of want to run him, just don't own him. Ah, fair. I mean, I don't either. I just have a couple models I put together as like potential proxies for him. So again, just seems like a good candidate for just kind of running around, being annoying, and doing objective stuff. But curious how he actually performs in practice. Main mine and Octoblade at that price. I refuse to be locked at one variant. I mean, fair. I just I don't magnetize my stuff, so I had to commit to something. Oh, you didn't either. Okay, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure. I guess you could just kind of build it in a vague way and say it's whatever, but yeah, I guess I'm not really sure how you would like what the best way to build it to do that would be. Blue two sprue parts underneath the middle part. That was it. Oh, okay. It's snug. Oh, neat. Okay. I mean, I think I would. There aren't enough of the Baneblade variants that I'm that interested in running. so I'm not too bothered by mine being kind of already decided what it is. Besides, I kind of want to have a second one anyway to like run both of them at once, which is also almost assuredly massive overkill and just not practical either because they can't really get around scenery at all. But it would just be funny. Just don't turn it upside down, but why would you do that? Fair enough. Okay. How is the rest of this coming? Alright. That's where it left off. Ran a Shadow Sword against Knights, was fun. Turn 1, destroyed Lancer. Yeah, that's, funny. That's about how a lot of my games playing Knights have gone. The Lancer either dies immediately, or, like, just hangs on so long my opponent gets, like, starts to hate it. There is no middle ground. But, yeah, that looking at the stats on the Shadow Sword, that does not surprise me. The, I think it's the Bane Sword as well, looks a lot of fun. Just for, like, trying to, like, force deadly demises. Hit with all 4 attacks. Oh, yeah. 24 mortal wounds. Yikes. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Saved 1, but did 24 mortals plus 12 regular. Yeah. Meanwhile, my Volcano Lance out here rolls 1 attack, then misses. Hits on the reroll, doesn't wound. That was before the 4 las cannons? Sheesh. Okay. Definitely need to do some cleanup there, but looks okay. Bring an engine seer. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that, I mean, with the intent of playing all tanks, I have already picked up several engine seers. I think I only have 2 at the moment, just because the store didn't have a 3rd one. But I will definitely be grabbing a 3rd to just run 3 at once. Which is probably overkill, but I don't know. I feel like I'll get use out of them. Yeah, I'm not expecting my my own guard list to be like competitive in any way. It's just mostly a silly idea I want to do. Actually, one faction I really do want to get a little bit more invested in is I would love to have enough to make a like solid. Uh, mine aren't either. I live by the, you know, what could be fun way. Yeah, a hard same. On actually that same note, one faction I really want to get to a more playable state is Imperial Agents, because I have very briefly dabbled with the Assassinorum detachment, and it seems really fun. I really want to play more with them and like get them up to like a proper 2,000 point status. I have no idea what the hell what the heck to put in them though. Like I guess some Grey Knights, but I don't know. The agents don't have a lot of units that kind of jump out at me. Could always just get more sisters and immolators, but don't really know if that's worth running either. I'd actually like to, like, as some proxies for Deathwatch, make some Minotaurs. That could be fun. Hello. I mean, that tracks with Imperial Agents, I think. Still Space Marines. Definitely not sketchy. I guess I could get some, like, Terminators as well, and just to stand in for the Grey Knights as well. Might be a fun project to do, just getting all the bits for it might take some time. Have a printed Katachan could really turn. I could technically run him. He's basically just Slimer, but yeah. I mean, I kit bashed one out of some House Escher parts from Necromunda, so mine doesn't match really well at all, but the weapon kind of tracks, so you know. So happy with how he turned out. Yeah. I mean, even if it don't match perfectly, I'm all for like a fun proxy, as long as it's obvious what it is. Like, I think a lot of people feel the same way. Heck, I just ordered a what's the Alpha Legion sniper for Horus Heresy Exodus. I just picked up a the mini for him to use as a proxy for a Vindicare. Just because one, it's a cool model, and also, you know, it's Alpha Legion. You could still kind of come up with a plausible excuse as to why you're using him in an Imperium army. I believe the model is meant to be Iron Hand Straken, but yeah, there were a bunch of I briefly remember there being like a bunch of named characters for the Katachan stuff. I was a little bummed to see, when I started getting into guard stuff, I was a little bummed to see that most of them were not in 10th edition anymore. Or maybe they were never in 10th, but maybe it was back in 9th, but still, I wish they were still around. Yeah, I think especially for Sly Marbo, if you tell anybody that, like, hey, this pretty unique looking character model that's always going to be off on its own is standing in for Sly, I'm pretty sure that's going to work. There's also has precision on his pistol, yeah. Or, oh, yeah, Slide could actually be fun to run. Melee profiles, 5 attacks, hits on 2s, rerolls 1s, anti-infantry 2, yeah. Yeah, and I think he also has, what, Lone Op and, maybe it... I can't remember if he has Stealth or not, but I might be thinking of the Combi Lieutenant for Space Marines, but, yeah, he seems, like, really... Between, like, the being able to fire back... Infiltrator, Stealth, and Lone Op, yeah. Between being able to fire back at things that shoot at units near him and the, like, I think he gets a free move either after he shoots or when other stuff moves near him. Like, he seems really obnoxious in kind of a fun way. Free move after he's shot, yeah. Yeah, the only tricky thing about the shooting back is, if I remember right, his weapon is 12-inch range, so so if he can shoot back, then he can also be shot at. So I don't know in that situation why your opponent doesn't just shoot him. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know guard well enough. Maybe there's ways you can get like I don't know. Is there any stratagems or whatnot you can get a little bit of range out of your weapons? But I mean, I guess like the reason they wouldn't is because the other unit is a bigger problem. But even so, it's a bit of a strange ability. Not necessarily bad. I just don't necessarily understand all the like use cases it would come up for. Actually, since you're looking at it, out of curiosity, does the free move he gets after shooting specify your shooting phase, or would that also trigger with the reaction shot? It specifies your shooting phase. Okay. That makes sense. Like, it absolutely should work that way. I just was curious. Although I guess he is also always within 3 inches of himself, so he does get, like, as long as he doesn't die, he can always shoot back after being shot at as well. So that's, I guess, a pretty good, like, use case for the ability. If he moves after shooting, he can't charge. I mean, sure, but that's assuming you want to charge with him in the first place, right? I feel like, especially with guard, you don't really want to charge unless you know you can kill it before the hit back, right? Like, heck, I feel like that even with, like, Space Marines. Although I guess you could give him the fixed bayonets order as well, couldn't you? That would, I don't remember exactly what that does off the top of my head, but that would probably be pretty effective. Would give him +1 to his weapon skill, but he's already 2 up. Oh, okay. I for some reason I was thinking fixed bayonets was number of attacks, not weapon skill. My bad. I am thinking of something else. Like I said, don't know guard super well. What was I just painting? I'm doing too much talking and not enough thinking about what the heck I'm doing. What was I just fixing? Oh boy, it's gonna be one of these days. Alright, well you know what? If I can't find it, it's probably fine. You know what? I'm not gonna do lead belcher on those. Probably give him move, move, move. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, right, that's what I was fixing, was little things. Might have 4 wounds, but only toughness 3. Yeah. Yeah, that's where, like, I'm not even sure, even with buffs, if he would really be worth charging into melee unless you know he can, like, take out whatever's left in the unit. Because I kind of feel similar about the Combi Lieutenant for Space Marines. Like, he can do some pretty good damage, but he's still just one Space Marine, right? So it's like, it's not going to be very hard to kill him on the hit back. Heck, I've also had similar problems with the Assassinorum agents. I would like if his shoot in the enemy phase was swapped for uppy downy. I mean, yeah, that could be pretty good as well. I think it is fine. Like, at least him being able to shoot back after being shot at is kind of a deterrent. Because, like, if you don't kill him, there's... I think his gun is... It may be good enough that... if you do shoot him, there's a chance he shoots back and kills whatever character is in the unit. So, you know, that's... I'm grasping at straws here. I don't know if that would actually be even worth considering or not, but... I don't know. He still seems kind of fun to run, regardless. If for no other reason than just to run around the board and kind of be obnoxious. 3 attacks, AP 1, precision, anti-infantry 2, so okay. Yeah.
that could, I mean, it's not going to do like much damage to a unit as a whole, but that could take out a character. Alright. Clean off my brush a little here. I think this Rhino might be the end of a couple of different paint pots here. Although, that's probably for the best, because some of them are getting to be a little bit of a pain to work with. Front here. Oh wait, no, I got those. Did not get these. I am since I'm going to be going back to my Dark Angels for a little bit of time here, at least until I get one of my other factions at a playable state. I am wondering if I should try running the Eversur Assassin with them for a little while, see how he does. Because that one time I used him in my agents list, he was kind of a monster. But then every time I tried to use him with my knights, he just got killed immediately because turns out when you're the squishiest thing on the board and the only non-vehicle you're up against, all of your anti-infantry stuff is going to be going into one guy. And didn't work great. Though now that I'm going to have more infantry on the board myself, and he won't automatically become the priority target, maybe I'll start to actually get to, like, accomplishing more again. Okay, that's all that done. The Rhino's coming along. Still need to do all the bits on the spikes and whatnot, but it's getting there. Do need to go back to the green just a little bit here. Fix a few more places I noticed I didn't quite get. Actually, you know what? I think I need the small brush for this. Okay. What else do I need to do here? Let's see, there's the belts coming out of the bolter. Headlights. And everything impaled on the spikes. Let's get all these skulls done, because that'll be nice and easy. A little chunky. Okay. Looks good. Okay. One more skull. No, I guess there's two more after this one. Why does the Rhino or do you mean why doesn't the Rhino have a lid? It's just, it's easier for, I haven't painted the interior yet, and so I didn't glue this on until, after I do that. It would have been easier to paint it before assembling it, but I just don't tend to work that way. It would have been the better way to do it, just not how I usually paint stuff. So you haven't glued the ramp? No, the ramp will still move. I think if I were painting this for myself, I would probably just glue the ramp shut and not worry about it, since the interior doesn't really match the Chaos Rhino very much. But like, I'm painting this for a friend, and I would rather them have it's their choice if they want to have the inside visible or not. So. Besides, it's not gonna cause me that much trouble to do the inside, so. Then I've painted it if he wants it that way, and if he doesn't, then you can just keep the door closed. Win-win. Okay, just need to get the two on the side now. The inside does not need to be visible. Don't bother with the interior. Okay. I mean, if you want, there's not really much to do on the inside. There's basically just a bolter and some screens on the wall. So it's not going to take me that much more effort to do it. Well, doing my best to help. I was hoping to have had most of this done, like, a week ago. I just, between prepping for the last tournament I went to, and just other stuff that's just been keeping me busy, just, have not been getting as much painting done as I would have liked. I was actually really hoping to have this done before, like, after stream, like, on Wednesday, but just did not get to it. And I have some other stuff I'm going to need to start working on for my Dark Angels for the next tournament. So I want to make sure I get all this done before I get buried under other projects that need to be done soon. go. I think that's looking okay. Get just a tiny bit of red here. Playing Dark Angels for the next tournament. Yeah, I hate to say it, but my Knights have just been really letting me down. Like the last the last tournament, I lost every single match. And 2 of those losses were not pretty, so I think I just need to accept that either my Knights are just not in a great... Like, I either just am not making a good Knights list, or I'm... Like, my playstyle just does not suit them well. Whichever it is, I feel like I need to change something up. And it could just be that maybe I play my Dark Angels and I do just as poorly. Maybe, the problem very well could just be me. I might just suck. And if that's the case, that's fine. I still have fun playing. Still, I feel like I should try something different. Maybe, who knows, maybe I'll even have better luck when I get some of my other stuff done. Like, I'm very curious how my Oops All Tanks Imperial Guard is gonna go. I'm essentially wanting to do the same thing with Tau, except for battle suits. So, you know. Maybe, I'll have better luck with one of those factions. Need to watch some vids on Knights on YouTube. I mean, I probably should. Honestly, that would probably help me out a lot. And it's something I might do. Like there are better meta strategies that work for reason. Yeah, I just don't like doing the meta stuff. For no good reason other than I'm just being stubborn. I just like to try to figure out what I'm doing on my own. But you're right, like... It also just... It wouldn't hurt just to get another opinion. Like, even if I don't want to do the strategies, I should at least know what they are, right? So you are right. I should at least take a look. But even so, I think I am due for changing up my army. Just because I like the broad stroke strategy. Yeah, I'm definitely running into the problem of... Now, granted, part of this is just how luck went of, like, who we got matched up against and whatnot, but it still felt like everyone I played against had almost a hard counter to my entire army. Not, like, intentionally, obviously, it's just, like, they were either very melee heavy or very anti-tank heavy, and, I just could not find a way out of the situations I was put in. That is rough, yeah. Again, part of that could just be luck, right? Like, it could have been, if I got matched up against different armies and whatnot, I could, maybe, who knows, maybe I would have done a whole lot better. Maybe the strategy wasn't me, maybe it was just bad matchups, right? But, I don't know. Like I said, I just want to try stuff. And from what I understand, I haven't really done a whole lot of research on my own, but another friend of mine that I occasionally play with did do, like, a very brief look into things, and apparently a lot of the stuff I have is, like, considered some of the best units for Dark Angels, like, so, because I've got Lion, I've got Deathwing Knights, I actually don't know, Inner Circle led by a Justiciar, like, that's all the stuff I use is, like, kind of some of the better options. So, maybe I'm more onto something with my Dark Angels. That, and I just picked up, well, I didn't pick up, for Christmas, I got a bunch of Black Knights as well to run with them, which, on paper, their stats seem very, very fun. In
practice, 9 motorcycles might be too unwieldy to get around the board. Dark Angel is very intimidating. I think the only reason I won was that game is because it was 1,000 points. I mean, maybe, right? Like, it's hard to say. I actually don't know how good at the game I actually am, right? Like, I'm willing to believe I might just not be very... I am very bad at playing the objectives, right? Like, I get a little too focused on the actual fighting and not enough on victory points. That is a failing I know for sure I have. But, you know, always trying to improve and whatnot. But, well, after you get your Death Guard a little bit more built up, we'll definitely have to do a proper 2K points. Gotta admit, really quite happy with the result of skin on Krieg horses. Nice. Yeah, that's, as sort of a starting point for working on my guard, I picked up the Krieg, Combat Patrol. My, sort of semi-local game store had, like, 1 box of it left. And, I am a little intimidated by trying to paint the horses, but it's simple but looks quite sickly. Yeah, that definitely feels like the way to go with those. Picture links allowed? If it's just an image for what you're working on, go ahead. I won't be able to like open it or show it on stream or nothing like that, but yeah, that's fine. I might need to give permission. Go ahead and try, and I'll see if I'll see if I need to do anything. It does not come up very often. Also, thank you for asking. Okay, yeah, I got blanked out. Let me try to figure out how the heck to give permissions. I have never had to do this, so bear with me. Nerd Central. Hey, thank you for the raid. Thank you. I never get raids, so I very much appreciate it. I think you're like my second raid ever, so cool. Unfortunately, I don't know how to... I'm gonna be honest, I don't know enough about streaming on Twitch to know how to give you permissions to post the link. I apologize. I definitely need to, I need to learn what the heck I'm doing. Like, I don't even have notifications. I mean, yo, everyone coming in from the raid, yeah, like, I have no notifications for that, so, thank you. Streaming is hard. Yeah, I just need to learn. I've been, kind of putting that off for a little too long. I've been saying I've been gonna get notifications set up on my stream for, what, like 2 months now? Still haven't done it. Fun to learn. Yeah, I am enjoying doing it. I just don't know enough of what I'm doing. I need to just... I feel like I'm just too busy, but I need to just take some time and sit down and learn all the stuff that I haven't been doing. Did Black Primer, Zenithal of Grayseer, and then Wash of Seraphim Sepia. Yeah, that... I can kind of picture in my head how that turned out.
That's something else. I've never tried to do like the whole zenithal like highlighting. I know it's a technique I should learn to do. I'll apologize for you being left-handed. Well, thank you. I'll take it. But yeah, that's definitely a technique I should also learn. Along with like just, I mean, just highlighting in general. Like I don't even usually do edge highlights just because it's not. It's just something I typically don't have the patience for. And I'm usually pretty satisfied with how my stuff turns out without it, but still, it's something I should learn. Whose tank is this? It belongs to a friend of mine. A Rhino for their Death Guard. Death Guard was what I was looking for. Yeah, I don't have a ton of experience doing their colors, so I'm having to check references a lot to make sure I'm getting stuff mostly right, but I have done mostly enough of them now that I can generally assume, but still. Know of Warhammer, but not enough to pick it out. Yeah, that's how I was for a very long time. Heck, even when I started getting into 40K, I didn't really make the plunge into learning lore for a good few months. I just kind of would paint stuff. I would just kind of paint stuff however I wanted. I mean, I still do that to some extent, but like I was interested in the lore, but I just hadn't really ever felt like getting around to looking into stuff, so it definitely took me a while to get the ins and outs of all the factions. There are a few things I would definitely have painted differently had I been into it then, but it's also always just fun to do your own thing. Fall asleep to lore videos but wouldn't play. Yeah, that's fair. A Star Wars Legion enough. Yeah, oh, absolutely that. Yeah, I could never play more than one miniature game. There's a lot of really cool ones out there. It's for me, it's even a tall ask to be focused on more than one Warhammer game at a time. Like, because I used to be really into Kill Team before moving on to proper 40K, and ever since getting into 40K, I've kind of just dropped Kill Team because I can't really maintain both games at once. Even though and that's even just the same miniatures. So yeah, no, do not fault you there one bit. Okay, that's most of the helmet. Where is my other black? No? There we go. Let's get my very small brush. I'm never sure what I should do for the eye lenses on like empty helmets. Like whether I should do them in red because they're lit up, or just whether they should have red lenses by default, or they should be black because they're not powered. I don't know. I never know what the right color use is. Here's a company have a stratagem for a unit with the first rank, second rank, till the end of the phase, each sub model.
Improve the strength characteristic by 1. Okay. That, I could see that being really good on some units. Pretty strong view of Casterkin. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, do guard autocannons have rapid fire? Because that could also be kind of interesting. Which that would give them proper like strength 10 against vehicles as well. I might have to look into that. Okay, nice busted up Ultramarine helmet there. Okay. Good luck while... Oh, lurk while I scrub mini bases. Yeah, that, I've stripped paint off of a few old minis, and, it's never been fun. I've not, done it with anything that I had put any sort of, like, terrain basing on, and I kind of dread that. I don't know if it'll put up a fight or not. Okay. That's that done. Just got one more head on the spike here, and then the belt for the bolter. And this might be about finished. Let's see. Right, I need some of this.
think I might just have to let this dry before I put another coat on. Okay. So you know what? We'll do that, and let's finally get this belt started on. I don't know why I've been putting it off this long. What brown did I even use for leather pouches for Death Guard before? Actually, I don't even know if I did. Well, I'll just use the brown I already got out. Yeah. Okay. Now, the head should be dry. Can do another coat for the skin. Could you put the other combi bolter on the roof hatch? I know I'll forget about it if it's not there. Maybe. The problem is I don't actually have another combi bolter right now. Like, I was talking earlier, like, ideas for it, but that was, like, a hypothetical. If I were building another one, this is what I would do. But, as of right this moment, I don't think I have another combi bolter to put there. I absolutely would if I knew I had the parts for it, but... I mean, maybe I have one, but most of them are probably already being held in something's arm, so... I'm just trying to think if I... How could I do that? Maybe it's meant to have the combi open. No, it's you can run either. It's just in fact the parts that come with the Rhino can only build one combi weapon or bolter anyway. Like even if you were to do one of each, it only has basically the way the parts are is you've got this part of the weapon here, and you attach this as either the second bolter or the half of the combi weapon. They both use the same piece on the one side, so. Even as is, it wouldn't have the parts to build to, which again is part of why I was so like curious about why you are allowed to run two bolters alongside the Havoc. Again, I don't even know where the intended place to put it would be. I don't know. That's something I definitely would have to experiment with.
Tell you what, if I ever do figure out a good way to do it, I can always, like, revisit this and see if I can find a place to put it on somewhere. Alright, where was I? Right, I was putting the, just finishing the head there. Okay. Actually, you know what? I might have... No, that wouldn't. Never mind. I was gonna say I had picked up a Solar Auxilia Lehman Russ just for a alternate version of one, but I don't think that one had a bolter option for its turret, so never mind. I can look in my spare parts, but I don't think there is one in there. Okay, thin this out a good bit, because I don't want it to be too strong. So there's a part of the face I didn't really fully cover, I'm seeing. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that spot before I move on. Okay. I think this is just about finished. Yeah, even after I do the wash and everything, I will go through my parts for my spare parts for some stuff and see if I can dig out an extra combi bolter for you and find some place to attach it. But I can't guarantee that I'll have the parts.
Okay, what was I doing here? Right. What I do? There it is. Don't know why I put it away. Oh wait, what am I doing? That shouldn't be the color there. Getting in behind the belt here is a little bit trickier than I thought it was going to be. What was I doing? Right, belt. Nope, not that one. Where are you? There you are. Going to bed. Alright. Thanks for hanging out. I hope... Actually, before... if you haven't already stepped away, are there any last-minute changes you'd like to see me do before I do the wash? Nothing you can think of? Alright, cool. Still got a little bit more cleanup to do before I can do that, but... Looks great, and with the wash it'll look better. Alright, well cool. Just wanted to double check, as long as you're happy with it. And like I said, I'll do my best to see if I have anything that can stand in for another combi bolter. Okay. Okay, so that's that done. What else did I need to do? I think just a little bit of cleanup. Alright, let's fix a bunch of things where I got sloppy. Okay. That's feeling pretty good. I did notice one of the skulls here, the paint kind of rubbed off, so let's put a little bit on there to fix that. This one. Need to be a little bit more careful how I'm holding it. This is where I definitely wish the Rhino had a base, just for the purposes of being able to hold it while I painted, to not smudge it. Alright. Back to my green, just a little bit here. Get the inside of these windows that I got a little messy with. Now I think it might just be the headlights. Okay. Where's my yellow? Okay, I'll use this one. Probably is a better yellow I could be using for headlights, but this at least somewhat matches the original. Okay. That's done. Now, what should be the last step. A little bit of lead belcher. And also get these. Get those, and then also okay. Hands are really starting to shake at this point. I don't know, maybe they've been shaking all night. I just really feeling it right now. Okay, need to clean that up a little bit. There we go. All right, I think it's ready for the wash. Because if I'm not doing the interior, then that's pretty much everything for the outside. So yeah, I will be back in a moment. I just got to change up my paint water, and then we'll do the wash and get this thing wrapped up. Alright, and we're back. Some of these out of my way here. Alright, where's my Nuln Oil? thinking, let's do the treads immediately. So as soon as they dry, it'll be safe to sit down. In fact, I don't even know how much it really helps to do a wash on these, because the contrast is already kind of doing most of that job anyway. I just do it anyway to be consistent, but it's probably not needed. Oh, I did not finish painting the emblem on the back. Let's fix that. Yes. Yes? No. Yes, okay. Well, you know what? This will give the tracks time a moment to dry. There we go. Better. Can't stand things looking clean, so I wash everything. I mean, yeah, it does add some nice variety. Started doing camo, and after all the greens and browns, I just soak it in olive oil. Yeah, that is pretty much how I learned to paint as well. I don't do camo just because I don't trust myself to be able to like do the pattern in a way that looks good and doesn't just look like I got the wrong color everywhere. But yeah, it depends on what I'm working on too, because some stuff I don't mind looking a little bit cleaner than others, but because in some contexts it works good for like knights to sometimes look a little bit fancier, and a lot of Sisters of Battle vehicles as well, like not looking grungy, I think actually looks good on those. But yeah, the Nuln Oil does a lot of good work. Don't call it liquid skill for nothing. Though I guess if I am going to be painting guards soon, I probably should learn how to do camo. Or at least start getting some practice on it. I almost dry brushed the colors on. I honestly, that's kind of how I was considering doing it. So good to know that I'm not completely off base. A friend uses the paint a dog method for his chocolate chip camo. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I can probably hazard a guess. Actually, I should probably do this right side up so the darker spots go down in the grooves. He tried to paint a dog, very Desert Storm uniform look. Oh, okay. Hey, whatever method gives you the results you want, right? Okay, getting a little spotty. I think I'm trying to do this too fast. It's not going smooth. Alright, yeah, let's water this down a little bit and try to get a better handle on this. I'm not trying to get too much of it done quickly. That's looking a little bit better. Soak that up a little bit. Just trying to make sure it doesn't look like just streaking down the side. There we go. It's kind of okay. That's a better way to hold on to this. No mistakes, just happy accidents. I wish that were more true. But yeah, I wish I was a little bit better at improvising happy accidents. I think it still looks okay. Like a chaos, especially a chaos vehicle, looking a little grungy from the wash being messy is hardly the worst thing. Just if it's gonna look that way, I want it to look like it's intentionally dirty, not I did a bad job. That's a little too much on this side. I think part of the issue I'm having definitely seems like the wash is darkening it differently where it's just primer versus the green I had to paint on to fix mistakes, so that's part of why it's looking a little bit messier than it should, but should still be okay. Oh, actually, I should set that one there. I'll never have fresh off the line clone troopers that was look battle tested. Makes mistakes easier to handle. Also, don't paint for other subs. Yeah, I mean, usually I don't usually either. It's just I want to help my friend get his stuff ready so that I can get more games in. But yeah, I know I don't like just the way I paint tends to be fairly clean, just because that's just how I kind of learned how to paint. I'm not really like intentionally trying to make stuff look real clean. It's just I'm not great at intentionally weathering stuff or like making stuff look intentionally dirty. Like I'm getting a little bit better when it comes to like adding some rust with just doing some basic dry brushing. But oh my, that side looks very streaky. Where I'm also where I struggle a lot is trying to do it in ways that it's hard for me to add like dirt and grime and stuff in a way that doesn't just look like I messed it up. Try to soften this a little bit with just some water. Hopefully that helps. Because like sometimes it tends to just looks like I got runny black paint on it rather than it looking dirty. Just need to learn to do it better. And part of it I think isn't even necessarily I think that I'm doing it wrong. There's probably a lot of I'm just doing it too quickly. Like I want to be done with something and move on. And I get a little too impatient. Not even on purpose, just like I feel like I'm almost done, and so I maybe rush a little bit more than I should. Came from the model train world, so I've done lots of weathering. Yeah, that would definitely help. That I'm trying to learn some of it, but I've definitely got a lot to learn yet. And definitely got it on way too thick on the front there. Hopefully that smooths out. Or, well, I guess it won't really, but hopefully it looks okay once everything's dry. Got a little bit on my hand. Wasn't entirely dry on that side yet. Okay, let's... Yeah, just for me, 40K was the first hobby I got into where, like, this was my first foray into mini painting, or, well, painting of any kind. So, I don't really have much experience with other things that help with it. I think I definitely should have used a smaller brush and taken a little bit more time to do this, but I think it'll still look alright. I love terrain of model trains, but was too poor for the buildings at the time. Then use that terrain for D&D, now Star Wars Legion. Yeah, fair. I mean, if you've got it, right? Anything that makes good scenery. Alright, well, I feel like I was a little sloppy with the wash there. In fact, I was very sloppy with the wash. But there's a few places I might need to try to take it off and put a fresh coat on. Yeah. Pulled up a little too much here. That ain't going anywhere, unfortunately, but I wonder if that'll soften up. Yeah, it did a little. Cool. Okay, there. I got it cleaned up a little bit. This side actually kind of looks mostly okay. A few places that came out darker than I'd like, but I don't hate it. This side looks very streaky. Let's see if I can even sure where to. Maybe just some. Just kind of generally across the board here, just kind of. And it still looks streaky, but some of that might even just be how I put the green on when I was fixing mistakes earlier, because, yeah, I think that's where some of the streaks are coming from. Alright, just get a little bit here to cover up some mistakes. Okay, well, it's not perfect. I definitely kind of botched the wash a little bit. But I think it's still more or less okay. I don't think it's bad enough that I would need to redo it or anything like that. I'm sure it'll still be perfectly fine. Yeah. I think that's looking pretty much done. Also, I just noticed I didn't get any on the headlights there. There we go. Okay. Now, just a couple very small touches. There you are. Just to get a little bit of glossiness on some lenses here. Heading out looks great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm honestly not too satisfied with how the wash resulted, but that might just be me being too fussy. But yeah, have a good night, and thank you for the raid and the follow. Okay, there's that. Get a little bit of the blood here. Pour the head on the spike. Yeah, just kind of put some maybe a little too much. Let's sort of spread that around a bit. There we go. Let's maybe get a little bit more streaky. What the heck happened? Did this just get really watered down? Must have. Okay, there's that. Now, the final step. The part I am the least confident about. I'm not going to do a whole lot of it on this, honestly, but I'm still going to do some. I need to do just a little bit of oxidizing on bits to give it that Death Guard look. I'm really bad at knowing, like, where is good places to put this. I tend to just sort of gravitate towards random, like, bolts or rivets, or, like, if there's, like, a nick in the metal, I'll put it in that.
but I don't really know. Like, I just don't know enough to know where I should be using it. A couple of these. It's kind of at random. A little bit on the bolter. And a couple of these spikes, why not? And a little bit here. Okay. I think I am more or less comfortable with calling this finished. There's things I could have done better, but I think well, not even I think, I definitely was rushing a little too much at the end, just because I wanted to be done, but I am still pretty happy with it. I just hope my friend is. And I just noticed, hold on, we're not done yet. Just noticed something I missed on the launcher. Thankfully, missing this doesn't matter about doing the wash, because I don't necessarily want this part to be dark anyway. Okay. Got some red on that. Give it a couple seconds to dry here. Oh, actually, while I have the red, a little bit rubbed off one of the rockets there as well. There we go. Alright, well, looks like this is going to take a moment to dry, but all I'm going to do is put a little bit more of the glossy red on top of it. But yeah, besides that, now it's finished. And I think it turned out all right. The emblem on the back here. Trying to show this off the camera with the stream delay is a little tricky. I definitely need to work it out so that I have, I can just see chat in OBS so I don't have to do it that way, but... Alright. Well, this is about normally when I wrap up stream, so let me see if there's anyone to raid tonight. Okay, this I've got to see. Dan Jones is doing a MS Paint randomizer. I don't know how the heck that works, but I'm fascinated. Let's head over there. So yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. Thanks if anyone stuck around from the raid. Like, I never get raids, so that was cool. Yeah. Thanks everyone. Have a good night, and yeah, go say hi. Go say hi to Dan. I'm very curious what an MS Paint randomizer is. All right. Good night.